Well, hello, friends, and welcome into the Lord and the Rings. I'm Justin, and the third video is upon us, and I thought it'd be cool to hear from y'all real quick before we get rolling. What's the craziest Lord of the Rings thing about you? Like, really let your nerd flavor show. Post it in the comments. Let's have a little bit of fun there. It'd be fun to kind of one up each other. Mine is that me and my wife, we named our third son Eisen after the river that runs through Middle Earth. And so go ahead and post there while I chat. I'm just going to kind of set up this video. Go ahead and start typing. Hit subscribe so we can grow the fellowship one by one. And we're going to dive straight into a powerful scene in this video. And it's Boromir's death. It's his last stand. And it's where he dies smiling, forgiven by Aragorn. Why does he die smiling? Well, we're going to look at a powerful theme as well as a powerful scene, and that is forgiveness. But first, who is Boromir? Boromir was a champion of his people there in Gondor. Forget Gandalf for a second, okay? Heir to the stewardship of the tower, son of Denethor the second, part of the fellowship, and wrong in how he approached the ring. We know that. But he wanted to use it against the enemy. Oopsies. He didn't want to destroy it. He wanted to use it. And so he infamously tried to take the ring from Frodo, but in the end, he repented of that. And of course, here we have Aragorn, who... do you think he looks too much like Hugh Jackman in this video, by the way, or in this picture? How about this? Is that better? Is that the Aragorn you know and love? Viggo Mortensen, the Dane. My mom is from Denmark, and so I have just a huge respect for Viggo. Anyways, we can pretend this is Aragorn, or do you just want to move on? Okay, well, let's go back here. So Aragorn, the direct descendant of Isildur, it is his duty to reestablish the kingship of both Gondor and Arnor. And he was actually born in Rivendell. His dad died when he was 2 years old. His mom named him Estel, which means hope. And it was to disguise his identity, but I think it also was a bit of foreshadowing, don't you think? So we have this moment when Boromir, after trying to take the ring from Frodo, then has to defend and kind of does so in a repenting way, a way to redeem himself. He defends Merry and Pippin as to the best of his ability. He kills so many orcs, but he ends up failing. He dies, and Merry and Pippin are taken by the Uruk-hai towards Isengard, which kicks off the three hunters and a big plot switch. But let's read this moment of Boromir's death, okay? It is a powerful scene. I'm going to do this. A mile, maybe, from Parthgalen, in a little glade not far from the lake, Aragorn found Boromir. He was sitting with his back to a great tree as if he was resting. But Aragorn saw that he was pierced with many black feathered arrows. His sword was still in his hand, but it was broken near the hilt. His horn, cloven in two, was at his side. Many orcs lay slain, piled all about him, and at his feet. Aragorn knelt beside him. Boromir opened his eyes and strove to speak. Let's double the slide just to be an idiot. At last, slow words came. I tried to take the ring from Frodo, he said. I am sorry. I have paid. His glance strayed to his fallen enemies. 20 at least lay there. They have gone. The halflings. The orcs have taken them. I think they are not dead. Orcs bound them. He paused and his eyes closed wearily. After a moment, he spoke again. Farewell, Aragorn. Go to Minas Tirith and save my people. I have failed. No, said Aragorn, taking his hand and kissing his brow. What a display. You have conquered. Few have gained such a victory. Be at peace. Minas Tirith shall not fall. Sorry, I messed up the font there. I am an idiot. Boromir smiled. Boromir smiled there at the end of his life, near death, as he dies, feeling like a total failure. We have this moving scene. Boromir repenting, asking for forgiveness at his deathbed, exhausted, dying, a failure. Boromir says, I have paid, I have failed, and yet Aragorn is able to say, no, you have conquered. Boromir dies smiling. It is this moment that is so moving. It is so beautiful. And so I want to bring in this mingling of Middle Earth and Tolkien into Jesus and our Christian faith. What can we learn about this? Well, how I think this best connects to us as Christians, at least one way, is looking at that smile. How in the world does Boromir, who totally botched things, smile? It's because he was forgiven. And that really, really matters. I think it matters to us. And I think Tolkien was onto something, because you and I, if we're honest, totally botch things too every day. We set out on a quest, we come home losers. At least it happens a lot. And Boromir didn't even save the hobbits. But look here, I want to go to John 16, verse 33 real quick. And of course, this is going to reset. Yep. And it always takes me to Romans 1, which isn't the end of the world. But hey, again, while I'm goofing off trying to figure it out, would you please subscribe and comment below what it is that is the most nerdy Tolkien thing about you? I'm going to John 16:33. And here, let me, I'll double up. Yep. Okay. We read this. Jesus is saying this. I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace. It's pretty powerful. What did Aragorn say? Be at peace. In the world, you will have tribulation. You will have trouble. But take heart. I have overcome the world. Now, there is no allegory here. Tolkien is very clear about that, but there are rhythms. There are echoes. There is a foundation to everything that Tolkien writes, and it is within and upon the biblical worldview. And here we have Jesus saying, be at peace, I have conquered. Now, Aragorn, of course, says that you have conquered, but it's just this similar thing, right? Jesus has conquered. We haven't. The logic of the kingdom isn't that we must conquer death and Sauron, Satan, and sin in an ultimate way, but that Jesus already did. And so we can do what Boromir was not able to do. Boromir was able to die smiling because he was forgiven. That's amazing. Thief on the cross. Amazing. Boromir was not able to fight smiling. He did not live smiling in his last moments because he was trying to earn it back. He was trying to redeem himself. We are able to fight smiling because we know that Jesus has already conquered. And what we do is we fight in grace. We don't fight like shackled to our fear of getting everything right and winning. Jesus has already won, and so we can relax in that sense. As Christians, we can be at peace even as we fight. We can smile even as we lose because we are tethered to the victory of Christ in his grace. As Aragorn says, be at peace. But we can also create peace too. And that's one thing Boromir did, is he fought and he failed, but he fought to create peace. And we can do the same. I think that's a pretty cool honor. That's a pretty cool duty. And that's the mingling of Aragorn forgiving a failed Boromir, as we think of Jesus forgiving a failed us. So, hey, please comment, please subscribe. Let me know in the comments below as well. Like, man, what videos would you want me to make? What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? I love having conversations. So with all that to be said, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.